So last time you guys played, you guys had been rudely dumped into a random spot in the astral plane, a gray, a monotonously gray, void-like area where purple mist swirled in the air, and where you were propelled by your thought alone. And after consulting with the brain in the jar that came with you through the portal, you learned a little bit more about the astral plane and of the color pools, dimensional portals to the different planes, um, and some of the different denizens that live in the astral plane. And you learn that because the astral plane is a realm of thought more than space, there's no true direction. You're able to propel yourself to your destination just by thinking about it, rather than knowing the physical way there. So, beginning your not mental projection, but projecting yourself through the astral plane towards your destination for hours and hours of unending gray space. You guys came across a psychic wind where the purple mist seemed to go very dense and dark, and you guys experienced some kind of psychic seizure where you were experiencing the memories and thoughts of different people throughout the planes all at once in a kind of mental attack. Shortly after you guys recovered from the psychic wind attack, you were picked up by Janara, a Gethzerai who was looking essentially for you guys, and it picked you up and brought you back to the Adamantium Citadel, where you met a new ally in the form of Grage, the Dwarven monk. And it was there that Janara revealed that through the psychic manipulations of the Managyar, her mentor, the four of you had been drawn into the astral plane to help Grage and to help the Githzerai against their ultimate foe, the Mind Flayers, who had found or created this artifact known as the Gith Capacitator. They're planning to use this object in a ritual, and once it has enough energy built into it, it will rob the Githzerai of their psionic powers and subjugate them again to the Mind Flayers. The challenge to this is that even getting near to this artifact is enough to make a Githzerai fall prey to the Mind Flayers' power magic. And so you guys have formed the first non-Githzerai Rakma, a unit specifically drafted to fight and hunt Mind Flayers. Setting off with Janara on the astral plane on one of the Githzerai ships, you guys traveled through the astral plane and chose to go through a dream valley, where you collided with a massive dream bubble and entered into this strange dream where you were all barbaric Vikings who were looking for a golden torque. You guys were able to solve the riddle of the puzzle and woke later on. And now you've come to the end of your journey on the ship. And in the distance, about 200 yards away, you can now see a large rock island floating in the gray void of the astral plane. However, you notice that, for lack of a better word, the space around this rock seems to be warping the astral plane, and it actually takes on more shades of a smoky orange kind of color. Janara points and says, "This is the Mind Flayers' fortress, their temple. They've infused the area with the Far Realm. I cannot get too close, or else I will fall prey to the magic."
Where's Gage at?
What?
Captain Grage.
Ah. Alright.
Help us out, bro.
Yeah, hold on, I got something first. Alright. So as this is happening, Grage walks over to the cliff overlooking the ship that dropped them off and sits, rests his legs over the cliff's edge. His thoughts consuming him and he lets his key manifest itself. A few hours pass and his second command, Bryn, walks over, kneels down and asks if everything is alright. There was no response. Bryn reaches over and turns Grage's head and is startled by two perfectly white eyes staring back. A second later, Grage licks the strange patch on Bryn's head from the bottom to the top, while at the same time slipping a glowing object into his pocket and changing the subject quickly. Good morning, Bryn. What say you this eve? Action report, how is our Rakma? What should we do about this smoky orange rock fortress that the narrator just told us about?
Please just call me
Is
Shannara.
nobody gonna bring up that you just licked his head?
Did anybody else see that? I thought this was a first mately thing.
It's
Kelnos
tradition
is doing
on the
that
ship.
back and forth constantly.
Fair enough. I won't tell you what I was doing with Kelnaz.
Can I be clear what my role is on this ship? What's my position?
So far, you've just been fetching drinks for the entire crew, and
So, cabin boy?
you'll work your way up to that. Anyway, Genera says we should go over to this orange rocky fortress. She'll have to stay here. So perhaps we should venture forth with our Rakma. Does anyone want to use their scouting abilities to, I don't know, find an appropriate path?
Yeah. I would love to scout this orange cliff.
Excellent.
So-
Let's sacrifice the elf.
There really is nothing to scout. You guys are like you're in a small kind of floating boat in a void of space. 200 yards away is this floating rock island.
Can we see any any creatures or beings on the island, or is
Make a perception check.
trees? Perception.
What you can see is that the floating rock island, it is just rock. There doesn't seem to be any significant architecture to it, but you can see that there does seem to be an opening in the rock, and in front of it you can see there are 4 figures, and from here you can tell that you can see that they're humanoid, but you can't get any details about what they actually are.
Can I take a moment and Deanna Troy this area?
You can, but you find that it doesn't work. Like there are no miles in this area, and so when you take a moment to try and attune yourself to your senses, all you realize is that you don't have those senses in the same way you did on the material plane. You don't have smell or hearing or in the same way that you did in the material plane, at least. And so you just get a jumble. You don't get any real information.
Just the jumble.
Well, assuming that this is one of our enemy's fortresses, perhaps we should get into formation and advance carefully.
Well said, Captain. Come on, you riffraff. Assemble. Especially you, Kelnaz.
I don't deserve this shabby treatment.
Assemble better.
I was always good to you, Bryn, as second mate.
I haven't been mean to you. I'm just telling you to assemble. You're here
Shannara.
carrying crazy drinks while I'm into it. We need
I
to
have- My hands are full of different margaritas and all these different exotic drinks that I prepared for everyone.
E52.
Excellent. Let me relieve you of one of those drinks.
Irish car bomb. I've spent quite some time assembling drinks for everyone. I figured we want to take the edge off. Terhun?
Make a mixology check, Kelnaz.
Mixology check.
How do I do
That's a
that?
new one.
Let's do.
Medicine?
I was gonna go with either intelligence or dexterity. I was trying to decide what is more appropriate for a bartender. Let's say intelligence.
Okay. I'm not very good at that.
Kelnaz has some drinks for you. They're liquid.
Can I
They seem.
do some flair, like swinging the bottles around?
That needs a dex check.
A performance check or something?
Sure. How about a performance check? That.
Here we go. I'm really leaning into it. Oh yeah.
Oh, you do
That's
sell
a good
these
drink.
drinks
Yeah.
nicely.
So he
Thanks.
sells these bottles of poison really well.
Terhun,
Hmm.
this one is for you. I've made it specially.
We should stay sharp. We're about to charge into battle against strange foes in a strange place. You would have us drink?
Well, yes. It will help your blade swing more fluidly.
Potion of strength, eh? Well, if
Perhaps
you're
a
the
little,
trustworthy person,
Yes.
I guess
Certainly.
Perhaps it will provide some insulation from the mind flayer's mental abilities.
Yes, that is a brilliant idea.
Interesting. All right then, pass your drink here.
There. I've come up with something special for you, Terhun. It's called Drow on the Beach. It's a mix of my favorite Underdark liquors.
It's just black liquid.
Drow on the beach.
Well, to a successful future battle, friends, and new captain.
Alright, well, if everyone's game, I guess we can advance.
If everyone is drinking, then make a Constitution saving throw. Grade, you can do yours at advantage. And the system should do that for you automatically, so you just have to click on your saving throw button that says
Nice.
Constitution.
Is that due to his
Everyone-
chronic alcoholism?
Everyone gets +2 because I'm protecting you from alcohol with my
Do it once
holy
more.
aura. Oh, why can't I roll better?
Sorry, Eric.
And I can.
Can you do it once more? It didn't roll automatically for advantage like I thought it would.
I still got a sweet score. No?
Yeah, you did. But you might get a better score.
I take the
That's
higher
not,
score.
19 is not good enough. This is
Boo.
just straight poison.
So let's see. Whew. There's a lot of low Constitution scores. Okay, so everyone but Grage, take a level of exhaustion.
Ooh.
It's a very
do
strong
again?
drink that tastes terrible. But Grage, you might disagree. You don't find it that strong.
I thought we didn't
I've
have
been drinking this
senses,
shit for
like
years.
smell. How can we taste if we don't have the sense of smell?
It's you have a taste, but it's different in the astral plane.
It's a mental experience rather than a physical experience. You taste because you expect to taste.
Well, I expect to taste like daisies,
No, you don't.
not daisies that have been shit on.
Kelnaz made this drink, then.
It's called a drow on the beach, after all. How do I mark that I'm exhausted?
I don't know. We could just choose one of those tokens that's there.
There's
You just have to
permanent
remember.
select disadvantage.
So everyone who has one level of exhaustion will make ability checks at disadvantage.
There, sad face, tired face.
Janara says,
Tired face?
I wish that you were taking this more seriously. The far realm that they've infused the astral plane will be very hard to endure, even for you. She lifts off of the boat. She says, I will meditate here. When you are done, return, and we shall return back to the Adamantine Citadel for your reward and for your passage to the material plane. If you don't succeed, then I suspect that we shall never speak again.
Alright, Gennaro, farewell. Off we go.
Okay, you guys are going to head
Great.
towards the floating rock.
Yep.
Okay, as you guys get closer, everyone please make perception checks.
At disadvantage?
Nope. Oh, yes, I guess it's an ability check, so yes. I almost forgot. Not Grage.
Damn our terrible rolls.
Damn your terrible drinks.
Damn my instant forgetting. Alright, well those are all pretty good rolls. Let's see. So basically everyone except for Bryn who rolled here. As you get closer, you can see that there appear to be actually 5 very stout humanoids who are guarding this opening in the rock face. You surmise that they are likely dwarves. And these dwarves are standing at attention, but haven't seemed to have seen you yet. But you're kind of out in the open.
Should probably offer those dwarves some drinks.
Do they look friendly or hostile?
With a 19, Nybert, you can see, or Kelnaz rather, you can see more acutely, and you actually recognize them from your past, and that these appear to be Durgar.
Oh.
And everyone else
I
can make
wonder what...
nature checks if you would like to know if your character knows about Durgar. Grage would do that with an advantage.
Nature?
Yeah, it's a skill. Again, all this would be a disadvantage, but not to Grage, of course.
Do
So
I put a
Grage.
check mark?
Pardon?
Do I put a check mark beside it for advantage or something? Or...
No check
So
mark
at
is
the-
proficiency.
At the top,
Oh,
Eric, at the top of your sheet, you'll see 3 buttons that say advantage, normal, and disadvantage.
okay, yeah.
So if you click advantage, it'll roll both dice at the same time and pick the highest.
I gotcha.
Perfect.
For my first one.
Well, Grage is certainly familiar with Durgar. The Durgar being dark dwarves who are natural enemies to the hill and the mountain dwarves. Creations of Shadowbeard, the evil dwarven god. And Eok would have some exposure with the Durgar as well, who do occasionally have some exposure with the Halgud. They're generally known as a contentious race, at least. Very warlike and hard to diplomacy.
Well, boys, I feel like we're in for a fight.
Maybe we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, if you know what I mean. Perhaps I could speak to them for a moment.
Well, I'd highly recommend pre-buffing before approaching.
No pre-buff. It's not typically our style.
Pretty intoxicated already, but I suppose one more drink. Heard.
Make it so. If
This
if
one's
you
called
want to attempt
Drow
to speak
the
with
water.
them, we'll have your back.
Very well. Perhaps we should all stay out of sight here, just in case things go sideways.
Where do you suggest we hide in this void?
Just close your eyes.
Here, I'll use my key, and I will create us a altered plane bush to hide behind.
Perfect.
It's not a class ability I'm aware of.
It's in the new rulebook, Bob.
Ooh, insider information.
Yep.
Well,
in
you
the
guys
Astral
would
plane,
find-
we can imagine some things.
You guys would find it hard to hide most of the. There's the only thing that's on this rock island is essentially the formation of rock itself. So, if you're approaching from the same direction the dwarves are looking, you're probably not going to get a
I
chance.
could use like a major image to mask everyone. But you know what? We probably have to go here anyway, so I don't really want to burn the
Alright,
spell slot on it.
We'll have the giant stand in front of us, and we'll stand in single file.
Okay.
That way, they'll at least only think there's two of us.
Look really scary. So I'd like to walk up and approach the Durgar. You said there's 3 of them, right? Standing here?
I said there was 5 of them.
5. Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going to, as you guys actually get to the island, as you get to the floating rock island, and pass into the space that is essentially orange, like a smoky orange, you feel your body start to tingle, and a sensation of gravity returns.
Oh,
The ship still floats, but you feel more akin to what you more akin to the material plane, right? And you notice that Bryn's Quicksilver scale has seemed to have vanished.
oh,
So what this means is essentially, in earlier parts of the astral plane, you guys had substituted some of your intelligence and wisdom for strength and dexterity. That's not going to happen here. So it's just normal combat rules.
Oh.
interesting.
I'm glad I licked it when I had the chance.
However, as you enter this space, and these sensations return to you, you feel an immediately buffeted by strong winds that are just howling in your ear, and the effect of this air of this space, you can still feel a mental kind of it's like something dancing like raindrops on your head, trying to get into your head, of like chaotic thoughts that seem to try and pull at you and distract you, but are just there kind of below the surface. And the winding is so loud in your ears that as soon as you enter this space, all communication is impossible except when you're yelling. And anyone who is outside of 10 feet, you can't hear them. All you can hear is the howling of the wind.
Holy.
And the skiff approaches the rock island, and you're able to get out and onto the rock, should you choose.
I can go into the rock. That's why we're brought here, right?
Yeah.
Follow in the back.
Stay within 10 feet so we can communicate, though.
Exactly.
I can't hear you, Kalnaz.
Am I too far?
You're 11 feet away.
Oh,
Exactly.
I'll
We
take
have to
one
yell
step
the
back.
rest of the session.
Okay.
So the dwarves are guarding a large steel door and they're about. I've got them here at the bottom of the map, so
Oh,
you guys
okay.
can choose to get about as close as you want. From the edge of the rock to dwarves is only about probably 60 feet anyway.
So can I call out to them? I guess I can't. They won't be able to hear me, right? Within 10 feet.
That's right. As you guys land, as you get close to the rock to the dwarves, you can see that they are seeing you, and they are all carrying weapons in their hands, and they start gripping them a bit closer. You can see one of them is saying something, but you can't hear what it is.
I'll raise my hands into the air in a non-threatening way, as to show that I'm not a threat yet, at least. And I'll slowly walk towards them, not in a like aggressive way, but just in sort of a normal way. So I'm slowly walking forwards.
The dwarves don't move, but they are shifting into a defensive stance. You can see that the four that are in front here all have these long, jagged swords with no handguards on them.
As I get within shouting range, which I guess is about here,
It's just a step beyond, really.
I say, "Hail, Greyskins. My name is Kelnaz. May we have a moment to speak?"
What language are you speaking?
Undercommon.
Ooh, all right, Undercommon. They look to their captain behind them. This one seems to have a large javelin in his hand and a hammer with some an aluminum hammer. It seems like a huge hammer with aluminum engravings on it.
I say, it's been some time since I've seen a Durgar above ground.
This one scampers away, and you can hear him, or you can see him rather, trying to shout something to this captain. This Durgar comes up to you and yells through the wind and says, "On what business are you here, Drow?"
I mean no trouble. Perhaps you could tell me what you're doing here.
Make a persuasion check.
Still with disadvantage?
Yep. He says, "We're guarding for the masters."
Of course.
Now be off.
Do you still pray to the Durgar gods?
We do still serve the Shadowbeard. I grow tired of this. Speak your business, or you'll taste Durgar steel.
I sort of look back to Grage.
You can see that the Durgar that was speaking to the captain is now running over to this Durgar and shouting something to him.
I shall take one step back so I can get within shouting range. Grage. I
Yeah.
say, these ones are serving their master, who I assume must be mind flayers.
Well, we should gather our troops and we should gather our troops. Ooh, because they are advancing or something. It looks like.
That one does seem to kind of slowly just start to slowly pace around the two of you that have come forward.
I'm
And
gonna
it-
go back. Tell our group.
I'll stay here and distract them in a non-threatening
Before
way.
you move back, Grage,
Whoop.
roll initiative.
Oh, these guys aren't fucking around.
What I have to roll?
On your character sheet, first of all, click on your token, and then on your character sheet, up in the top left area, there's a initiative button. It's more like center, sorry, but it is on top.
Right in the middle below where it says advantage. Yeah. Pretty good.
The rest of us, are we noticing this advance? And
You're all rolling initiative, yep.
oh yes, we're rolling initiative.
So initiative is we're about to battle.
Yeah,
Yep.
essentially is things get
It's the
hairy.
order.
Yeah, things get hairy enough that we roll to see who can go first.
So effectively, each turn consists of about 6 seconds, and initiative is like who gets to decide what they're doing in the 6 seconds in order.
Do we actually have 6 seconds to decide?
Yes.
Yeah.
If only we did. Ryan wouldn't be playing.
Is that Ryan leaving?
Hello?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Had one more advanced at all, I was gonna send a fireball in there preemptively.
Whoa, 20? Is a crit fail?
No, he rolls
get-
2 dice.
Yeah.
Oh man, that freaks me out every time.
You roll again, so I appear in the list. See, and even more confusing is that time it roll
It looks like you didn't click your token there, Ryan.
again.
Alright, don't do.
Okay. We'll go with the first number though, because twice I didn't click my token, even though it came up with a warning saying you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected with an exclamation point at the end.
Alright, Kalnaz, so you get to go first in this. Right now, basically, this dwarf had started to move. Excuse me. And so now you can react as you want. No one has drawn weapons or actually, no one's charging. No one has issued any orders or anything.
Open.
I mean, I guess I was hoping we could try to
Stick handle our way through here.
just get safe passage. I'll take a step forward without attacking yet. I still have my arms up in the air. I'm not grasping my blade or anything. I'll take another step forward.
I love the idea of Kalnaz going up there and thinking to himself, I'm just in the neighborhood. I was just thinking about going to a mind flayer nest in this place where thought takes you places.
I thought they would connect with me because I'm a drow, though.
Well, yeah, that is the
These-
part that is brilliant about it.
Yeah. Well, there is a chance, but I don't know what we can say.
Maybe I could pretend to sell you guys out, and then they lower their guard.
Or just come up with a reason to go in. Like we're delivering something.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'll take. Actually, that's an amazing idea. I'll take
mind flayers.
one step, potato man. I'll take one step closer to this guy.
Where the hell will you?
I've been summoned by your master.
Where's Kalnaz?
I'm here. I'm right in front of this Duragar guy?
Actually, is on the same square as him.
Oh,
That'd be a little abrasive.
Okay, we'll make a deception check with disadvantage.
been summoned by your master, and I must speak to him immediately.
Oh, that was really good.
The dwarf, his eyes widen a little bit. He makes a hand signal to this dwarf, and he'll have to do more on his turn. So, for now, Kelnaz, do you want to do anything specific before?
I will ready an action in case they do go hostile. I will use my scimitar to stab this closest guy to me.
If you want to ready your scimitar to attack like that, you have
Yeah.
to like take it out.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
You can't.
That'll be a
react-
bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, you can't reaction, pull it out, and attack.
Okay, I will not ready an action.
Okay. Bryn, from the distance away that you are, you see Kelnaz and the dwarves talking, and some of the dwarves are starting to encircle your friends, but you cannot hear anything that they're saying.
Are they looking back at us intently or anything like that?
The dwarves that are around and circling, they are keenly aware of you guys, and they're watching you guys as you guys stand there and react as well.
And how far away are we?
He's about
Just
60
as, just as
feet.
far away as the grid
As
says.
far away as the grid? Okay.
Yeah, 45.
I will walk a little bit closer. Can't ready an action. I guess I'm gonna walk a little bit closer to kind of basically get a little bit closer to the action while not approaching in a threatening way. So no weapons out, just walking. Not
Just regular walk in the astral plane.
Bargaining. 5, 10. 30, 35. There. I think that's all I do because I'm certainly not going to ruin this by firing an arrow at a dwarf. So I can see that Kelnaz has his hands in the air, and I approach cautiously.
Okay. So, Grage's turn. How's Grage reacting to this?
Grage assumes that his dark elf friend is going to be massacred.
Fair.
He glances back at his companions and gives them the secret wink that they should probably get a little closer, just in case we need to murder these people. And doesn't appear to be any skills I can use in preparation.
You have the distinct ability of, your weapons are your hands, so you can ready an action without
Ooh.
drawing a weapon. I know you have a hand axe
See
that
him
you can use.
flexing though.
No,
My hands are my weapon.
They notice a fist.
doesn't have to be.
I
used.
won't clench.
Mentioned my butthole since we started.
Tap Panic draw.
So when you're ready in action, Eric, is when you say you might not have an immediate thing you want to do on your turn. Like, there might be like you're in an empty room, but the orc is going to run into the door any second, right? You can say, on my turn, I ready in action to do this. You give a specific trigger. As soon as the orc walks through the door, I'm going to punch him, right? And then you can do your normal action, kind of interrupting the orc's turn on that, or whenever the trigger is.
Okay, can I sort of see what weapons they have? Like, are they all melee weapons, or do they have any ranged?
Yeah, they all have long
Whoa,
swords in their
is
hands,
Grade doing an ocular pat down?
but all of them on their hips seem to have javelins.
Okay. Is a javelin like a missile?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like imagine like a big heavy arrow that you throw.
He's asking
Yeah.
for the sake of his ability, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
does it count as a
I'm
missile?
sorry.
Yeah, I know what a javelin is. I'm
Catch the
just.
missile when you do so. That's a good question. Let's think about it when it comes up.
I ready my deflect missile in case they start throwing javelins at myself,
Nice.
and save my action points to the next turn. Can I move closer?
Yep, you can move up to your speed, which is 40 feet.
Each box is 10.
Each box is 5.
Each box is 5. 10,
So
15.
you can use this. There's a tool here. It's like 5 down. It looks like a circle with a dash through it to plan your move. So you can be like, oh, I'm gonna do there, and then here, and I'm gonna end up
That's pretty cool.
here. And the only other trick
Yeah.
to know is, I don't think this does it automatically, but every second diagonal move you make is double the amount, because otherwise the math gets screwed up on the diagonals. So if you wanted to move diagonally, you'd be like, I moved 5 feet, and then if you move another diagonal, that would take up 10
15.
feet.
Yeah.
10 feet of your move, and then you'd have X left. So
Alright, well, I'm over here. Yeah, so I go there and I wink rather suggestively at this closest dwarf. A little bit mockingly, but also he's not quite sure why. And his turn is over, I think.
all right, this dwarf scampers over here, and you can see him shouting something to his dwarven captain. The dwarven captain has a moment of anger across his face, and he gives that dwarf a heavy cuff, and you can see him pointing in your directions with a menacing expression on his face.
Ooh.
So, seeing that these dwarves are going to advance on you, drawing their jagged swords. Alright. So this one advances on Grage. And as he walks, you can see him speak some kind of word, and blue glyphs glow, and the dwarf seems to grow, and by the time he reaches you, he is a large creature towering over Grage, the normal-sized dwarf.
Oh,
Oof. Enlarge.
That's right. Alright, so it's going to take an attack, so Grage, I'm going to be rolling against your AC, which I believe is 18. Okay, so he hits you and deals 11 piercing damage.
Do I have to modify my hit points here?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a section in there that says current hit points. And there's a section that says maximum hit points.
Yep, got it.
You
71.
can also do it on your little avatar icon
Ah,
on the board. So if you click and then the green one in the middle, you can
got it.
go next to the number and press minus whatever Bob said the damage was, and it'll keep track of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think it translates it to your character sheet.
Okay. This one is taking its move.
Just deleted it in my character sheet. So the big giant says 39. Does that mean that's how many hit points it has? Oh wait. It does not say 39. Where is that coming from?
We don't usually get to know.
That's a good question. How can you guys see that?
I can't see that. 39 what?
Can some of you see it?
Nope.
I don't see anything.
I don't see it either.
Did Eric just make a really lucky guess with the number? Like,
I have 39 playing cards by my name.
Yeah, that's what I see is the playing
Ah.
cards. It would the way the screen was, it was over top of the creature, so it's like it's.
Oh yeah, what did the playing cards do again?
they're just playing cards. You can use them in different ways, but I've never really figured it out or bothered to learn.
Trying to steal a card. All right, you can have it.
Hey, thank you.
All right, this dwarf grows as he approaches Bryn, and he takes a swing at you with his jagged sword. Another 22. All right. So you take 11 piercing damage as well.
Oof.
I take 11?
Yeah.
It was 11? Sorry. Someone was trying to give me a trading card. I declined their offer.
It is indeed an 11.
They went a good distance.
Get out of here with your trading cards. It takes up my whole screen.
Okay, Kelnaz, this one approaches
So
you,
it's just a
swinging.
constant.
13.
Oh boy.
That's a miss. All right. And after dealing with his subordinate here, captain here, seems to vanish. And
Darhoon?
yeah,
Darhoon's turn.
Darhoon's
This is
turn.
the worst.
Well, I'm gonna dash forward and seeing these threatening dwarves leveling their weapons, I slash at this big dwarf.
A 17. He brings his own sword up and to catch yours.
Oh man. I attempt to push his blade aside and strike him while his guard is down.
23 hits.
Oh, perfect damage. Let's do it.
Your sword does manage to get through his defenses, and you cut a line of bright red blood on one of the few places where his chainmail isn't covering his skin. Anything else in your turn?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yoke, you're up.
All right, sir. Well, I'm going to cast what everyone would most likely expect. That is punch Ryan in the face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ryan's just getting me back for the trading fiasco. He's harassing my screen with trades.
Alright, stop that.
All right.
These playing cards make no sense. Trade them.
All right. I'm going to cast. Damn it, Ryan. Fireball, and I am going to drop it. I think I'm going to drop it right on top of Kelnaz's head.
Yep.
Like 30 feet. And... Ooh, that's a lot of ones. 2 6s though. Do you want me to make a circle?
No.
Your circles are always too small.
Well, it's hard to eyeball 8 squares all at once.
So that's 30 there.
30 to 20 foot
30 there.
radius.
Oh, it's a 20-foot radius. Okay, sorry. No, it's 20, really?
Yeah, it's close to 20.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so that gets everyone in that little area. Alright. So this one over here. You don't need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, Eric, you don't have to make one. You're in
No
the
problem.
fireball, but you are in the fireball. But I have I specialize in evocation, which is like damage doing spells. So I can actually shape the spell around you. So the fireball envelops you, but it goes around you, keeping you safe.
It's very surprising every time it happens too.
Yeah, you just need to stay on his good side, because otherwise,
Otherwise, I don't protect you.
Try and pass some trading cards.
These two over here, as your spell goes off, they both put up their shields and try to absorb some of the brunt of the blast. So they're going to get advantage on the dexterity saving throws. So the first one fails, and the second one passes, I think. The 17, 16. Okay, yeah, so one does pass, the other one takes full damage. And 25 fire damage. So the one in front grunts in pain as he's badly burned, and you can see he's now got burns all over his body. He looks pretty bloodied. This one failed as well, so he's in a similar state.
Okay, that's it for me.
Oops, that's too fast. Kelnaz, you're up.
all right. I'll use a bonus action to snap my finger dramatically, turning my fire sword on. And what I'll do is I will swing my blade at this enlarged Durgar.
Go ahead.
And I'll say, your master will be very upset that you've prevented my safe passage. Swing!
A 24 is a hit.
Technically, it's only disadvantage on the saving throws?
On ability checks.
Right. Okay, I'm rolling for fire damage. 10 slashing, 6 fire. And my second swing, I'm going to do like
That is enough to slay the creature,
Yeah!
who shrinks down to his normal size as the life exits its body.
What do you think about that, Grage?
Done, my friend. Well done.
Check this out. And then I do a backflip.
Make an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Okay, and I'll be doing a backflip to stab this guy while I'm like flipping in the air. It's a sow cow, I think. Triple sow cow.
Triple sow cow. Get it, Kelnaz.
It's not going to win any awards, but it gets the job done. Make
It's a shake lid.
Make your attack,
Oh,
and a 20 hits.
5 slashing plus 7 fire.
you can't hear it. You can sense a slow clap.
Flamboyant flourish catches him off guard, and he is wounded, but he seems to be somehow still on his feet. Anything else for you?
That's it for me.
Shouldn't have done that. All right, Bryn, you're up.
What happened?
I'm just ahead by 1 on the advantage on the turn order bar.
Ah.
Yeah. So, Bryn is up.
I am going to start by
I'll be back 1 second.
taking a step this way, invoking an attack of opportunity at disadvantage. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try this sword. Forget that. Don't do it, Barbs.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit this guy with a polymorph blade. I assume attacks are at disadvantage.
Nope. Disability
Exhaustion?
checks.
Oh, okay. Normal polymorph blade attack. 13, probably a miss.
A 13 is just hits his shield.
Ah. Then better watch out. Second attack. Polymorph blade. Oh my god. Blade is made of rubber.
This dwarf is just too ready for you and just darts away from all your attacks. Anything else for you?
That's it.
Okay.
Whirlwind of a turn. Almost took under 6 seconds.
Grage is up.
Okay, I'm going to do Flurry of Blows. So I'm gonna punch him.
You start by punching him.
Where do I do this?
This guy looks extremely weak on his legs.
Yeah, no, I'm going for behind the knees. So I get 2 hits, so I'm gonna attack both the left and the right knee.
Just start with
I
one
click-
hit.
Do I click unarmed
Bob's
strike?
telling you a secret.
Do I do that? Did that do it?
So you're 18. You managed to connect with your punch, with your punch. So go ahead and click the unarmed strike word there on the chat bar in the chat thing under the 18.
Yeah.
All right, you bludgeon him. You punch him, and he just falls over, seemingly dead. Punch him to death.
Oh.
It's just like one heavy punch, and he just seems to stop breathing and falls over.
Oh,
So now you can move
Excellent.
and take your attack further, right? You can.
okay. Is the guy lower down there? Is he the captain?
No, that's the
Dude.
guy who Kelnaz spoke to. Kelnaz lied to about delivering something. He went and told the captain. The captain seems to have vanished.
Okay. Where's? How do I do the arrow thing?
This is the circle with the dash tool. About 5 down. And it's just click and drag from there. So you have 40 feet, so you can easily get to any one of these guys.
Alright, well, I see Kalnaz can handle himself, so I'll go over here.
Oh yeah.
Worry about these two other guys. And then, do I just click my unarmed strike again?
Unless you'd like to use your hand axe, yes. You can use either.
The knee attack worked pretty well there, so with great fury and force, I bludgeon him again.
You need to roll the attack.
Damn it! Alright. Pull that up again. Do I have an advantage here?
No.
I refuse to ask about disadvantage.
Actually, you know what? You are flanking it, so I'll say yes. So roll it. Go ahead and roll again. Okay, so we'll go with the 20. Either way, you would hit. So go ahead and roll your damage this time. Okay, so he's still up. You give him a heavy punch, dealing significant damage to him as he yelps in pain and surprise. So from now, if you wanted to use one of your key points to do something, that's an option to you.
We seem to be slaughtering these people. But yes, I would like to do it anyway. So I spend 1 key point to do my flurry of blows, so I get to do 2 unarmed strike as a bonus action. Do I have to roll that again, or?
Let me just read. Flurry of blows immediately after you take the attack. Oh, you take
What?
2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So, yeah, you do have to roll your attack again for each attack that you make.
So I can just do that twice, and then I can go
Yeah.
back to it.
So 14 each time you try to attack, and he's now aware of you and manages to dodge you and intercept your fist with his shields. So you miss both times.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
you could move if you want. I think you have some movement remaining.
Not much. I'll stand my ground. It's all good.
Okay. So on their turn, the dwarf turns to the punchy dwarf, the other smaller punchy dwarf, and tries to swing with his sword. 23 is going to hit, so take 11 piercing damage. Great.
Yep.
And most of them are dead. This one is going to grow and approach Kelnaz. He says in Undercommon, "You lied to me!" Ooh. Take 22 piercing damage.
Oh,
Got him.
fucking got him, boys. That took a nice chunk out of my health.
All right.
How pathetic. Another Duergar slave.
What's your AC, Yuck?
My AC, 1 more than whatever you roll. 15, I believe. He just stealthed right up to me, did he?
He did.
I knew he was doing that.
Okay. You take 15 bludgeoning damage plus 5 psychic damage
20 damage.
as the captain appears beside you. Pale blue light seeming to fade away from him as his invisibility spell fails.
Save
And you
me.
can see that his swing was just the first, and with the momentum he swings around again, no longer having advantage. A 19 hits,
Oh, yeah.
so take another 20 damage.
I'm dead.
Oh my god.
And
How the tables have turned from infinite power in the astral plane back to the harsh realities of normal world.
he turns and he shouts something no one can hear because everyone's out of hearing range. So Tharhoon, you're up.
Well, crap. I can't get over there. Hold on, let me check here. Touch. How far away are we here? Whoops.
Grage is making stabbing suggestions to
I don't
the
know.
dragon creature from afar.
We have a friend in
Stabby,
need
stabby.
back there.
Friend indeed, friend indeed. However, you have two living friends who are also in need of you stabbing this large.
Alright. Fine. I guess. I'll start stabbing then. That's what everyone wants me to do. I mean, I have other skills, but I
Nope.
mean, if you're gonna typecast me here.
Spoiler.
Oh!
Got him.
There we go. I unleash the full power of Maraganor.
The Twine Cleaver.
Let's see, hold on. I think I can do this.
You plunge your sword deep into this dwarf, piercing through his chainmail and extinguishing the light in his eyes.
Oof. Poetic.
Okay, I'm going to move over here. And because I critical hit that guy, I'm going to make a melee attack as a bonus action. Ah, how dare you attack the captain!
The Duergar captain easily deflects your attack. Unlike the other ones, this one seems to be wearing steel plate mail and has his shield in addition to his
Oof.
hammer.
Oh, this guy's gonna be tough, boys. Well, I guess the only thing I can do is make a second attack because I don't have another like full action. So, I will attempt to get past his many defenses.
Ooh.
Ooh, 23. That's certainly a hit.
Perfect damage again. Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
I summon the power of Maraganor again, even more so this time though, to smite this guy
Oh.
with the full
Nice.
energy here.
2d8.
There we go. For an
Ooh,
extra 9 damage on there.
Alright. A crack of copper
love
lightning
damage.
arcs out and hits the dwarf.
Who needs these supposed extra abilities when you're so good at stabbing?
You're right, stabbing was the right choice. You have guided me well, friends.
You've given him a good wound, but he still looks fierce.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright, on EX turn, make a death saving throw.
Oh, dude, remind me. I'll save you on my next turn.
Okay, 1 failure. Kalnaz is
It's your
up.
turn.
So, with my normal actions, I will swing at this bastard.
With your flaming scimitar.
Indeed. Ooh!
Yikes.
Unfortunately, your scimitar is feebly used.
Second attack.
Only to be then wonderfully used.
I'm a little inconsistent. Extra fire damage. Okay. 6 slashing, 8 fire, and with my bonus action, I'll be casting the friendly healing word. I'll do it at.
No worry about range there, eh?
Ooh. What's the range on it? Let me check.
Probably fine. He's 50 feet, but just double check.
60 feet.
There you go. Alright.
It's not much, but at least you'll get back up on your feet.
Yep.
So that was a level 1 spell slot.
I'm happy. Thank you.
I've got you, previous captain. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. You're up, Bren.
All right. I draw my trusty bow. Trusty bow. And I am going to fire said bow at the captain. The captain dwarf, of course.
Oof. Jeez. It's about to be a plot twist.
Keep Yook down.
Top 5 anime betrayals.
An 11, your arrow flies wild.
Right. Yeah, gonna have to go ahead and make a second attack. 23.
Ooh.
23 hits. Remember to add your humanoid damage to this.
Oh yeah. 7 plus 4. 11 damage in total.
Not too shabby.
The arrow catches him and seems to poke a hole through one of his plates, and blood leaks through, just a small trickle, but he now seems to be like that he's bloodied.
Ooh.
Anything else in your turn?
No, that's it.
Grage is up.
What's it going to be, Grage?
I don't think I can get to the captain. How do you do that?
Do you know how to?
You alt, I think. Isn't it?
No, when you're dragging, you right click on the square and then you can do a corner. But to do it, you
That's
gotta
sweet.
use the circle icon, like it's fifth down there. Snap to center if you put your mouse over it, and then you just click on your token that you want to, or the square you want to start from, and then drag. It's underneath the magnifying glass, above the eye, or actually you probably don't see that. Sorry, but below the
No.
magnifying glass should work. See,
Or you can count.
see the
Like-
toolbar in the top left of Roll20, right? There's an arrow, and then a magnifying glass,
Oh, yeah.
a square, and a circle with a dash on it. It's a snap center.
Yeah.
So then just click on your character or token and then drag.
So you can measure.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then if you were right click on a square, you can then take a turn and so you can definitely make 40 feet towards the captain. Easily.
What's your base movement?
His base movement is 40.
Wow, okay. He's a speedy man.
Yeah. So. How do I get rid of all the names in the middle of the screen?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I have like Bob, Scott, Kevin, Ryan,
Oh,
Kevin avatars.
go to the cog on the top right of Roll20. Settings, and then I have to try and remember.
Chat
Enable
avatar,
chat.
so you
Yeah.
can go small.
Names only is what I have it as.
Alright, figure that later. Yeah, so I'm beside this guy, I think.
Okay.
Alright, so I creep up behind the captain and I do stunning strike.
Ooh.
Start with an attack.
So I attack.
First you need to use stunning strike. You need to first. That's something you can do after you've hit, right? So you need to first roll an attack with either your hand axe or your unarmed strike.
Yeah, let's step it up here and do a hand axe.
A 13 misses. Just scrapes against his armor.
Okay, well I believe I can attack twice.
That's right.
Let's see, let's
And
try
when
it
you
again.
attack with so you can attack. Just to be clear, when you attack with a monk action, with a monk weapon,
Mhm.
right, hand axe or your fist, you can use a bonus action to attack it with your fist, in your left hand or whatever. The idea is you can punch again. That's a bonus action for your first attack. Then you can use your second attack action. So you can have 3 attacks. Is what I'm trying to say here.
Okay, so I did the hand axe and I missed, and then with that same action, I did my
Okay, so
unarmed
that's your
strike.
bonus. That's your bonus action to do that, and 23 hits. So you take 11 in bludgeoning damage as you punch him solidly in the chin. And now you have the option here to attack again. Or you can spend the key points to do whatever you thought you would like to do, stunning strike or for your blows or whatever you'd like to do. Just a reminder,
Yeah.
he is looking bloodied at this point.
I'm gonna do stunning strike. Yeah, I mean he
Might
took
as well.
down the giant, so I don't want to mess around here.
Okay, so you're gonna spend another key point. You've used 2, so now you're down to 7, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Constitution. Okay, so he is going to steal himself and is not stunned by your attack. Yeah. So now you can go ahead with your third attack if you wanted.
The unarmed. And that misses.
Yeah, automatic fail. All right. Their
Grave
turn.
screams of rage.
The one facing Kelnaz here is going to attempt another attack. Is that a hit, Kelnaz?
It is.
Ooh, all right. Take 11 piercing damage.
Ouch. So I'm down to 24. Okay. Ugh.
And the Dorgar captain, suddenly surrounded, is going to focus, at least firstly, on Tharhoon.
Oh.
Raises his hammer to attack. You got a pretty wicked blow against him, and copper lightning shot out of your sword, so he attacks you with a 19.
I think that's a hit.
That's a hit, so take 15 bludgeoning damage and 5 psychic damage.
5. Okay. Ooh.
His second attack,
Like a truck.
you duck. His third attack, he manages to connect with you again. So you take another 15 damage, or 15 bludgeoning, 5 psychic.
Oh man, this guy really does hit like a truck.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
You can feel the damage in your, like, it attacks your, like, your ego, your whole brain as well.
Oh man.
So, and as he does, he says, "None shall disturb the masters." Darhunan, your turn.
I am staggered, but I look back at him and I say, what do I say? You've messed with the wrong Dragonborn. And I strike at him once again.
A 19. His shield comes up and deflects
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky. I think all I can do is just keep trying.
19?
The old
20.
college trial. Yeah, I can roll 20s. Here it comes. Where's the button?
Well, +9 helps, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible to roll 20s. Ooh, not like that.
Words.
Damn it.
Shameful display.
Your sword is deflected low and just scrapes along the rock in front of him. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Eok, you find yourself on the ground, recovered from Kelnaz's healing word.
I use half my movement to stand up, I suppose. And I'm going to take a look around, see the current situation here. I'm going to move around this guy, just adjusting my battle position, not leaving his attack of opportunity area. And then I am going to cast Lightning Bolt
Ooh.
in a straight line down this way, hitting both of them. And I am going to cast it. Should I? Yes, I'm going to cast it at level 4, just because. Ah, why does Lightning Bolt ever work properly? All right, so it's level 4. It'll be an extra d6, so 8d6, so it'll be 9d6. Not too shabby. So 36. It'll be a what's a dex save?
Okay, they both pass. They both steel themselves and seem to be not as vulnerable to your spell as you might have thought. And 36 divided by 2 is 18. However, the captain in front of you still took quite a bit of lightning damage and seems weaker on his feet. He now seems to be looking much more nervous, and you see that despite the Durgard steeling himself and seeming to resist some of your lightning, you still see that he succumbs to his damage and falls. Anything else?
Nice.
Good for me.
Kalnaz, you're up as a light blue lightning strike zips past you,
Yeah.
striking this dwarf and killing him, finishing him off.
So I'm going to use my movement action of 30 feet, and I'm going to cast a spell on this motherfucker called Fairy Fire. So dexterity save DC 17. Otherwise, you attack him with advantage, and he attacks with disadvantage.
All right, the
Nice.
fairy fire wraps around him. He's covered in pale blue light that makes him impossible to become invisible again.
Take that, Underdark brother.
Can
You
we
are a fool to
interrogate
not
him?
let us speak to the master. That will be your undoing.
Can we try and capture him?
We have a really
Well-
poor history of capturing people.
We can always
There goes
try.
We can try.
It's your turn, Bryn.
All right. I guess I'm just arrowing him.
Brent, shoot his feet into the ground so he can't run away.
Ah, pin him to the ground. Are we doing the old interrogation technique?
Eric's new to this, so yep.
Okay. All right.
Are you doing non-lethal damage?
I attempt to do non-lethal damage by shooting his toe to the floor, the toe of his boot to the ground, with great skill.
Go ahead and roll damage.
+4.
The arrow manages to find a very small spot between his sabatons and the rest of his leg greaves, and the arrow sticks in, and you can see blood start to seep out. It's not pinning him to the ground, and after a moment, he seems very woozy, and he falls over to the ground unconscious.
Oh shit! Let's try this dwarf up.
Tie him up. What are we gonna do with him? We have a mission here
Maybe he has
to get
intel.
into this place, not kidnap somebody at the entrance.
Well, maybe we have to get inside somehow. Go try the door.
Stand.
You guys are gonna go try the door?
Is the dwarf tied up?
Nobody's tied him up yet, so no.
He's also very magical. Be careful with him. He can do stuff.
Take all his stuff. Take all his clothes off. And everything.
That's true.
weird.
Let's loot him. At least let's disarm him. Make sure he doesn't have any weapons.
All right, well,
Remove all his armor.
he does have the hammer, which is a war hammer, and it does have some kind of intricate aluminum inlays on it. His plate mail and shield are fairly unremarkable, standard issue. He also had a javelin. You don't find any coin or any personal belongings on him. Is someone actually tying him up?
I'll tie him up.
Okay.
Your elven knots.
Make a.
What am I doing?
Make a make an intelligence or make a wisdom check. I don't know.
Survival.
Survival. All right. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
am not.
Yeah,
Survival? Okay.
That's fair. Yep. So 13, you manage to tie him up in what you believe is a pretty good knot. Make sure
I think
you
at
remove the
that
rope.
disadvantage zone.
Oh yeah, you're right. It would be a disadvantage because it's an ability check. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Don't quite remember what rope is.
You manage to tie him up, but you can tell that none of these ropes are are going to work, and the ropes themselves are loose around him.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm afraid, Kelnaz, if you can't tie a rope, we're going to have to kill this unconscious dwarf.
I'm okay with that. I slit his throat nonchalantly.
Ooh. All right. You take the dwarves live. He
That was
stops
cool,
breathing.
man.
Another successful tie-up, boys.
I'm going to have to think about that one. That was a little too cold.
Just wait a second, okay?
I'm sending him back to the loft.
Never goes well. We warned you. That one just went badly quicker than most.
That's not something I abide by. I don't strike a man while he's down.
I can mix a mean drink though.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drink one to remember and one to forget.
Okay, are you guys approaching the door then?
Hit the door.
Should we heal, perhaps?
Oh, we don't
I
do
would very much like to have some back rubs.
Yeah, we should definitely heal.
that. I'll give you some back rubs. Got cure wounds here. Why not just bump it up to level 3?
Goal 17.
17.
Are we able to take a short rest at this point there, Bob?
It's not a very.
No, it's not, I know.
We're kind of in the open here.
It's also a raging tempest.
I just have to run to the washroom real quick.
True. Okay. Never mind.
The strict answer is yes. You could if you want.
Do we have any healing potions?
Actually, that's a good point. I think I actually might.
I have an elixir of health, I think. But may want to save that. Seems good.
I'm gonna quaff 2 healing potions.
There you go. I could use a spell, I suppose. Oh, that's kind of weak, though.
That's putting me in good around there. Actually, that puts me to 100% health, right on the money.
I'll give myself 15. Lay on hands. Not the best, but Kelna still looks kind of sad.
I'm below half. Actually, I'm right exactly at half.
You want to take? I can give you 2 healing potions as well.
Okay. You have enough?
Yep, I got. We ended up getting a few, and I ended up taking them all. So you can
So I'm
have
going to add those to my inventory.
2 healing potions. Well, if you're just going to use them now, you might as well just roll them.
Oh yeah, true. That's 2d4 plus 2.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
So how do I use this spell?
The wholeness of body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've basically used it in the sense of by clicking that you're kind of declaring I'm doing it. So at this point you just edit your hit points so that your current hit points are now at their maximum, right? Or as long as I'm sure it gets you back up to your maximum because you're getting 3
Yeah.
times 9, you get 27 hit points back, but only up to your maximum, of course. So
Yep. Doesn't say that I use key for that though.
no. You
Nice. Unlimited healing.
don't. Well, now you have to finish a long rest before you can do it again.
Unlimited healing. Alright. Grage meditates and uses his key to heal up.
Okay. So now unguarded, there is what appears to be a fairly plain-looking steel door embedded into the rock. What do you guys do?
Wait for Ryan to get back. Is Ryan back?
Oh, Ryan's now gone. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, what's in the rock face?
A steel door.
Steel door. Alright. Is the door locked?
When you touch the door, it doesn't appear to be locked. But I need to know if you open the door or if you just if you're just testing for a lock.
Just testing. Waiting
By the
for
way, no traps.
all of our party.
No traps go off as you test the lock.
Excellent. Oh, much better. Get rid of those avatars.
Yeah, those things are annoying.
Yeah, it takes up half the screen.
If we were using video, I guess they'd be alright, but
Wait, I think I see a horse. Who's
You?
Luna the horse?
Oh, I can summon a celestial horse to battle with.
Oh, cool. And Bims is a little dragon.
Yep.
Nice. Well, when the elf gets back, I say we
Time up.
try and go in and see what there is to see. Perhaps you can tell me about your old vampire friend that was lost in the great bag explosion of 2020.
Senchimir.
He was hilarious.
What was his name?
Satanamir.
Centenimir. The vampire. How does a vampire fit in a bag?
He was in a mechanical coffin with legs.
Yep.
and it was actually a portable hole, which is like a piece of cloth that you stretch out to be 6 feet wide, and then it becomes a 10-foot hole in whatever you've put it in, whether it's a ground or a wall, or so it's a big area.
Okay.
He was the victim of senseless vampire prejudice his entire life.
Yeah, these
Yep.
guys assumed he was evil because he's a vampire.
He was my
Modern.
favorite Bob impression of the last few months, I think.
Well, I hear Bryn back, so
Sir,
Alright, Bryn, now that you're back. What was it loading?
I've moved you guys to a different screen, so you'll find it more to the right along the top.
All black.
this is a huge map.
Oh, I found it.
Ridiculously
Ooh.
huge map.
Fog of War?
Yeah, yep.
Cool.
if you pay money, you can get the dynamic fog, but it's really not
Oof.
that great.
The line of sight is cool.
It's cool,
It's
but
definitely
it's
not
like
worth money.
no.
Wow. No, that's true. But if it was free, I would use
Oh, if it was free, I'd demand more. All right, so Grage has already tested the doorknob here, or not the doorknob, but he's tested the door to see if it would open freely. He's determined it's not locked, and well, no traps went off when he tried it.
It was ballsy, but it was
He hasn't actually
worth
opened the door
getting
yet.
aboard. So, men, shall we enter the orange glowy rock?
pop that puppy open.
I believe we shall.
Alright. Grage gingerly reaches for the door handle and pushes the door open.
Okay. So first, I'll ask you to make a perception check.
Uh oh.
It's not good.
Yeah, that's usually not good.
Everyone or just Grage?
Just Grage. And
Perception.
remember,
Really?
this is at a disadvantage. Or no, sorry, not for you, because you're not experiencing the drink effects.
Perception.
Yeah.
And
Should be on the skill
normal.
list there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could just set it to advantage, and we'll just I'll just take the first number if you don't have advantage. That way you don't have to worry about clicking it on or off when you have to.
That's fine. Perception. That seems very perceptive.
You see that immediately in front of you, like were you to actually step through this door, your foot would land on what appears to be a very faintly glowing glyph. Make an Arcana check.
And
It's very pretty.
well, friends, it's a very pretty glyph in front of me. I don't think I want to step on it without anyone else taking a look at it. Would anyone care to come closer?
Let me take a look. That's in my wheelhouse.
I shall
Yuck.
step out of the way.
Arcana?
Yeah, you're able to see this glyph fairly immediately now that he's pointed it out. This is a glyph of warding, a fairly common spell, but the effects can be very different. So it is it's impossible for you to tell what the effects will be, but they could be things like damage, it could be something like summoning. It usually can deliver a spell.
There's a warding glyph that will do undue harm to us if we touch it. I don't believe I can remove it.
And we skirt around it somehow.
You with your 11, you would need something like Dispel Magic to deal with it.
Yeah, I figured I don't have that. So.
Getting around it would be difficult. It is placed in a position where if you walk through this door, you're likely going to trigger it.
Well, does anyone have any resistances to magic in general?
I can resist lightning slightly, but there's no guarantee that this will be a lightning trap.
Go home. We tried.
Beyond the door,
Can
you
I-
see a 35 by 35 foot chamber. Even though the rock was very kind of naturally formed on the outside, inside it looks like it's been milled and smoothed, and you can see It looks fairly intricate. It looks like it's a temple on the inside.
And outside this door, are there any like decent sized rocks, like one that I could pick up with two hands?
Make an investigation check. You're not able to find more than like pebbles, small, very small rocks.
Can I jump over this?
You can make a acrobatics check.
Oh, sorry. I have just trying to read my skills here. Uh, Acrobatics.
You
Seems like a
managed
decent-
to make the 10-foot jump fairly easily.
Woohoo! Do I see anything else now that I'm deeper into this temple?
You see that there is a hallway that extends towards the end of the room, but there's nothing else in this room that you're able to see. It appears to be a foyer. What's everyone else doing?
I guess I'll try to hop over the trap here.
Okay, make a athletics check with a disadvantage, or not athletics, but acrobatics, or your choice rather. Either way, it's a disadvantage.
I choose athletics. Oh!
Whoa, my God.
Leap across the room.
A very graceful leap.
That was pretty impressive, Brandon. Let me show you how it's done.
See that jump? I could really feel it in my glutes.
While the remainder of the party jumps across the glyph, Grage is battling with his pocket and the glowing object that is trying to burst forth. He goes into a meditative stance.
That sounds dangerous.
Battling with his pocket.
Gotta watch those things. Alright, I will leap across as well. Athletics check. Oh, I don't know.
Athletics check, you pass.
Ah.
For the glory of Maragador.
Yes, this magical
Because of
trickery will
fire.
not defeat us.
To fall on this thing.
It's hardly a pit of spikes, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Even though I wasn't there.
10 is what we're looking for. So
those are truly our nemesis.
Amazingly, we all made it across the pit of spikes.
If it was a true pit of spikes, we would have all died.
This
But
is unprecedented.
we're lucky.
okay,
Well, there's a tunnel, or sorry, a hallway in front of us. Who's our best scout here? Who can detect traps? Since this tunnel is probably full of them.
Brandon is our typical fodder. I mean, leader.
Feeling a little hazy, but will certainly do my best to detect these traps.
so let's get you guys in a marching order.
This is perfect. Now I can have 2 in front of me and 2 behind me, just in case.
Extra safe.
Okay. When you're going to be searching for traps.
Nothing over here, Borps. This is just the edge of a wall.
Oh, yes.
Ah, okay. Just the black line wasn't showing on the black background. All right, I'm gonna move
So,
forward while
The area in here is
continue
quite
to-
dark. Just to keep in mind, there doesn't seem to be any lighting inside the room as the door closes. So anyone who doesn't have dark vision, which I believe is just Kelnaz, not Kelnaz, Eok. What I'm saying is Eok doesn't have dark vision, so he'll be rolling a disadvantage on his attacks and perception checks.
I cast dark vision on myself.
Ooh. Is that a ritual?
Ooh.
No, I have it as a learned spell.
Well, no, you don't have to prepare.
No,
You
like
don't-
I have it as a prepared spell, but it actually isn't a ritual.
It's not a ritual. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so Kelnaz cast a spell. Now even he can see fairly well. So the hallway leads down, and even with your dark vision, it's hard for you guys to see exactly any more details further down the hallway. Bryn, are you going to look for traps as you guys go forward?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that the idea? Okay, make either investigation or perception checks.
Learned my lesson in that fish dungeon. Gotta have that dark vision.
Okay, you manage as you lead the party forward. You're confident that there are no traps in the temple hallway as you go forward, and you reach a branch where you're able to turn to the right, or you could continue down further.
Well, no. Now we're kind of. Would my now that we're able to like physically interact with the world, would my Deanna Troy ability apply?
You'll have to try.
I would certainly try to detect humanoids.
You tune your senses and try to get what you can from the environment around you, and you're not seeing any signs or trace of any humanoids or giants for that matter. Besides, perhaps you do see some scuffs from where the Duergar had previously made, but you know that they've been slain.
Great.
So
Well,
there are no
fellows,
humanoids.
shall we branch off to the west or continue to the south? Or really jazz it up and split the party?
We'll follow you where you think is best to go.
All right. I begin by making a left-hand turn and checking for traps.
Can you roll for perception again? Or investigation? Okay, 12. Again, you feel certain that there are no traps ahead of you. And as you get a little bit closer, you can smell a strong smell of chlorine.
Ooh.
And you enter into a larger room. Parts of the wall look rough cut. And there are a whole bunch of garments they're thrown in the middle of the floor. There's a very small chlorine smell here. There are some stone benches that are on the walls. It appears to be a cloakroom.
Cloakroom. Okay. Search around the room. See if there's anything more than just the benches and empty cloaks, or if there's anything in the cloaks, perhaps.
Sure. Anyone who wants to investigate in the room can just roll a investigation check, please. At disadvantage if you're one level of exhaustion.
What happens when you're at 2 levels of exhaustion?
At 2
Sure,
levels of
already
exhaustion, your
disadvantage.
speed is halved.
Oh, it starts to ramp up more.
Eventually, you die. I think.
If you get 6, yeah, you do die. So, Grage, you find a brooch hidden amongst the garments. Appears to be made out of mithril.
My favorite metal.
Nobody else seems to find anything of value. Most of the garments are rotted and in very bad condition.
I attach the brooch to my chest.
Now I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Get plus. Hold on.
Is that
Who's standing near
disadvantage
me?
too?
No.
Oh no!
Don't worry, it's +2.
Yeah. Wisdom
Oh.
saving throw. Oh.
All right.
Went poorly.
Anyone
We're
who
all
got
dead.
under a 10 adds a level of exhaustion. As
Oh.
you guys have spent time in this area with the Far Realm, it's been more taxing on your system to try and stay sane as you suffer constant kind of gentle mental probings, and the winds make it hard for you to concentrate. So I think it was just Eric and Bryn who didn't.
I made it. I got 12.
I say who
plus two
didn't
is
who didn't
14.
get. I mean,
Oh,
who
okay.
didn't fail. That's what I was trying to say there. So now Grage has 1 level of exhaustion. Bryn has 1 level. Darren is 1 level, and everyone else is 2.
Am I supposed to track that somewhere?
I've got it tracked.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see the blue bars above your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm doing. 2 out of 6 means you're on your 2nd level of exhaustion.
Oof.
So we're slow now? Is that what that means?
Yeah, so if you have 2 levels of exhaustion, your speed is now halved.
Sucks.
It's not good.
Does anyone have any pick-me-ups to get rid of some of this exhaustion?
I think you have to long rest.
Long rest, or there are some spells that get rid of it, like Greater Restoration.
That is beyond my knowledge.
All right, let's continue down the southern hallway.
Take it easy on us, Bryn. We're all a little tired.
Hurry up, you louts. This is the longest hangover I've had in days since arriving in this.
It's only getting worse in this
After
godforsaken place.
Alright, well, we're in a new hallway. Should we detect traps again?
Are you keeping an eye out, Bryn?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead with your roll then.
Gotta be disadvantaged,
Mhm.
so I'll just roll a second one.
You see no traps.
No traps. Let's just continue on blindly. Stay a couple feet back in case I die in a spike pit.
As
Watch
you
out for
guys
spike
get
pits.
close,
Oh, something's up there.
yeah, as you guys get close to the doorway here, you see that there's a human woman who's standing at the doorway, and as she sees you, she looks elated, and she appears to have manacles on her hand, and she beckons to you. But as you get closer, she backs away.
Pretty sure I see torture equipment in there.
Your
Yeah, it
character does
doesn't
not
look
see that yet.
very-
You,
Hmm,
We'll have to move forward. She's the first room in the hallway, so
The group cautiously moves forward into this strange, torture-looking chamber. Where are you leading us,
so
Bryn?
you see a elongated chamber with a 20-foot high ceiling. There are racks with weapons and scrap pieces of armor on the ground. It looks very old and like it has barely been used. There are a few weapons that remain And as you get close, the woman keeps backing away from you, just out of earshot. And then she seems to stop moving around this area.
Bryn, I would be careful here.
Approach
This doesn't feel right.
cautiously. And so you said she's got like chains on her or something?
She does appear to have manacles on her hands.
What are they attached to? Are they attached to like a spot on the ground or the wall, or they're just
They make a perception check.
disadvantage?
You see that the chains are attached to her feet, which also have a manacle on them, and then there's a long chain that seems to go back further behind her.
Can you speak? I guess I have to be within 10 feet, right?
And she takes another step back as you step forward.
Oh god damn, she's baiting me. I'm getting baited here. Where's the rest of the team? Kelnaz is picking his nose back there.
I'm here.
Therhoon's cleaning his boots.
You see her mouth
Perhaps
move.
we should surround her. I see her mouth move.
As if she's trying to speak to you.
I can read lips. What is she saying?
Do you actually read lips?
I do.
have that
it's part of my observant feat. I
Okay.
can read lips of any known language.
Okay. So it is saying
Yes, not she.
she is saying
Uh-oh. It's an it.
have you come to rescue me?
I I look at her and I say, I kind of nod my head with my hands up. I'm like, yes, like we're here, we don't mean any harm, kind of thing. Like I kind of like nod as if I understand. Hands, palms open, kind of thing.
Her eyes dart from Bryn to Eok as he makes that gesture, and she shakes her head and puts her hand up to her ear.
Her hand up to her ear?
Like she can't hear you.
Oh, we're still in the yelling dimension?
Yeah. But as you approach, she just backs away, as if baiting us towards certain doom.
Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice.
She says, "Explain yourself," to Eok, who can read lips.
I guess I kind of I say like, can I like motion like, can I approach, like with my hands out, like
She beckons you.
all right. So
Bryn,
do I have to,
Deanna Troy this place, man.
do I have to go here? Or
It didn't detect anything. So
can I
these are all
go? Do I have to go one
non-humanoid.
further, or can I just go here?
This
When you
does
stand
not
there,
feel
you
right.
can hear
No,
you can
she's
just
gonna
hear her
turn
voice
to
over the din of the wind.
But here or something.
Okay. I say, we're not here to harm you. Why are you imprisoned here?
Bryn, ready your arrow just in case.
She says, "I'm a prisoner of the mind flayers. They've kept me here for feels like centuries.
For what purpose?
They won't let me leave. I came here exploring, but I don't know. They seem to have become fond with me. I'm very intelligent and have some knowledge of magic. They seem to value that. You seem to be a very intelligent person yourself.
Well,
You seem very skittered and nervous, though.
it's just experience causing that. If we free you, can you help us? We're on a mission here.
Oh, what is your mission?
Careful, Yuck.
we are here to thwart the Mind Flayer's plans.
How will you do that?
I don't exactly know. I'm sure we'll think of something.
You guys can all very strongly smell sulfur, by the way.
Oh boy.
Sort of demon. Definitely not
Says,
humanoid. 'cause
I would
didn't
be
detect
happy to
it.
help you come up with a better plan, perhaps. The Mind Flayers are very strong with their psionic magic. Have you any guards against that kind of magic?
Only alcohol?
It's working well so far.
Can I make an insight check to see if it seems like she might be
Dude, she's brainwashed too, guaranteed.
Well, not even so much, like maybe brainwashed, but can I make any insight
Yep.
check to see if she's like being mind controlled or something like that?
Test the energy around her.
Even like,
Like-
not humanoid.
It
'cause I
wouldn't give
didn't
you a
detect
definite
it.
answer.
Maybe like a detect magic.
A
Would I be
detect-
able to like see?
Yes, if you cast Detect Magic, you would be able to tell. At least, unless it was a very powerful magic that was somehow hidden. But generally speaking, yes, you would be able to tell if it was charmed or not.
Okay, I think I'm gonna cast detect magic just to take a look, and I'll take a look around the room in general. But I'd like to like look at her to see if she's currently under magical influence.
As you cast the spell, she goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm investigating the room. Just relax.
When you detect magic, you detect traces of transmutation coming off of her and the chains leading towards the back of the room.
Transmutation.
This
On
under
her,
Perhaps
on
you've,
her, on
perhaps
her
you've heard
and
of
the
it.
chains.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I say to the group or whoever can hear me, Bryn, and I get Bryn to, tell the rest of them. I kind of go, she's not what she seems.
Don't do that. She's not human.
I've
I've been
been
whispering that to you.
enchanted by the Mind Flayers.
Then
You
what
guys
are
can
you?
make insight rolls on that.
All right.
Anyone who wants to determine if that was a lie or not?
Well, nobody else is in range, I don't think.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
in range, so cancel mine. Just yuck.
Good old critical fail.
You think that she's, from the way she's telling her voice, you think that she's telling the truth.
In that case, you're in. No reason to doubt you. Why? I guess why did they transmute you into something?
The spell, if I leave this temple, it will transform me into a mountain gibber. A big mass of flesh and teeth and bones. See, I'm a prisoner here. Your people are so strange here. I have not seen any others. How did you get to this place? How did you get on a mission to defeat the Mind Flayers in the astral plane of all places?
Well, we just thought our way here. That's how you get anywhere in this place. And as to how we got on this mission, We were sent here by the gods themselves. And I look back to Theron. Can't even hear what I'm saying, and I just give him the thumbs up with a smiley face.
I look at you and return your thumbs up.
When you look back, Eok, she's taking a step forward.
I don't have any good reason to not trust her, unfortunately, other than my good sense.
You rolled away your good sense.
I know. I wish I still had it.
She says, I
Holy
bet you and I could have
fuck.
many long conversations. You seem very learned.
Yuck. Yuck, what's going on here? I've been standing back, just twiddling my thumbs.
This mage has been trapped by the mind flayers. She's also been enchanted by them, and she's willing to help us.
Place is full of traps. Are you sure you trust her?
Confident that she's telling the truth.
At least about that. You don't have to believe everything. You can believe
Okay.
the transmutation could be something put on her by the mind flayers.
Yes, I'm confident that. Well, so far I haven't had any insight to say otherwise. She seems to be telling the truth.
Do you by chance know Genera?
Genera?
Yes, Genera. She's a wood elf friend of ours.
I'm sorry, I haven't left this temple for, as I said, perhaps centuries. You can make an insight check if you want, Grage, but she's pretty sincere about that.
Yeah, I'm good. What do you think, Eok?
I guess I ask her, how do we free you? Your chains appear to be enchanted.
Perhaps if you were to slay the mind flayer who cast the spell, it would dispel it.
And where would we find them? Him.
They lie further in the temple.
How many of them have you seen?
There are nearly a dozen, perhaps more.
Shit.
They are able to phase through the plains more easily. They don't always use the door. They could be coming back any time now, though. Perhaps if some of you were to go scout down the hallway. I would hate for them to surprise us here. Or perhaps I can cast a spell and perhaps see if I can use my clairvoyance. Would that be useful to you?
Process of spells.
You can still cast spells while in chains? They allow you to do that?
That's right. My spells are not able to overcome their abilities. They are powerful indeed. I was not a hero like you seem to be. I do look forward to
Clairvoyance.
hearing all of your stories.
Kelnaz will be glad to tell them. Clairvoyance would be useful right now. I look to Grage.
Grage nods slowly. Skeptically.
No tricks, lady.
All right. The lady begins casting a spell. Eok, make a wisdom saving throw.
+2 because of her.
He's not close enough.
I'm too far away, yeah.
What a wanker.
All right. Well, 8 is
I
pretty low.
Charmed or something else much worse.
So you feel a telepathic link create between you and this woman. And her voice within your head supplants your own will as she dominates you.
Right person. Beautiful.
Wait,
I'm now working for the Mind Flayers. Screw you guys.
She says, "Oh, you have a beautiful mind. Show me that fireball of yours. And we'll all roll initiative."
oh
Well,
my
actually,
god.
you know what? Yeah, roll initiative, and Eok and this girl get a surprise round.
I'm gonna blast you guys so good.
Captain,
Oh my god, and I got critical initiative.
unprecedented.
Double fireball. You guys are going down in one turn.
Welcome to the end of the game, Eric. Thank you for joining. 2 weeks in a row where we all died.
Good. Eric still got more than me. Pretty good. Oh wow, Bob rolled really well too.
All right.
If I take damage, it's you typically with these kind of spells, Eric, if I take damage then can like knock me out of it.
If you take damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a punch
Or
him
if
right in
the
throat.
person who casts a spell takes damage,
That's true.
You're
They
over.
lose concentration or
they can lose concentration. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I think I've got everyone on there correctly. So in a surprise round, only those not caught by surprise get to act. So we skip down to Eok, who casts Fireball, centered
Oh
on
Jesus.
all four of you guys.
Grage was pretty skeptical. I mean, He's
You
all
were
there.
not skeptical of Eok doing it though.
So what level fireball am I casting?
Just level 3.
That's weak sauce.
Kilnas, you'll get the +2. I think it's 10
10 feet?
feet. Yeah, if I just double check on
I
that.
rolled
But
pretty well, guys.
oh no,
26. It's a DC 16 deck save.
Deck save.
that's hard to roll.
Oh, Bryn.
Right?
So you take half damage. Kalnas makes it. Oh wow. 14 plus 2, you make 16.
Remember, you don't have to do disadvantage on your saving throw.
That's
I
right.
think you do.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, that's another level. So
Oh, you're right.
if you guys
And you
scroll
didn't
up, I've
enter
put
it,
the
you
level.
didn't roll a dex save. You just rolled dex.
What's the difference?
It wouldn't make a
Dex
difference
save.
unless he's proficient.
Oh.
This is the first deck save I've actually taken as a deck save. I didn't realize it was a button.
Oh, I see.
I've been taking dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah, one is a check and one is a save.
Yeah, Eric did the
saving
same
throw.
thing. So, Eric, next to your dexterity, there's a box that has all the saving throws.
Cool.
There we go.
So we take half of a million damage. Okay. Okay.
Of 26, yeah. So everybody takes
Yeah.
13.
So
I
if you
guess.
pass your saving throw, you take half. If you failed, you take full. Grage, as a monk, you have evasion. So if you passed your save, you take 0 damage.
Oh, nice.
If you failed your save, you take half damage. You're always able to dodge out of the way on those kind of things to some
Yeah,
degree.
it specifically mentions fireballs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Not super effective, Yuck. I'm unimpressed with your magical abilities.
I just did 52 damage to the group.
Yeah,
Ugh.
after we heal
Well, you
you,
can go to
brought you
hell.
back to life, you lead us to the astral plane, and then you just keep kicking us while we're down.
Okay, so that is essentially the creature's turn as well, because it was essentially casting that spell through Eok, who this girl says, I'm going to cast Clairvoyance, cast a spell, and then without any words passing between them, Eok just starts casting a spell, Fireball. So now we go to the top of the round. As you guys all have at least some idea of what's happened, Eok is just trying to cast a spell on you randomly. So, Grage, go ahead. You're first.
Alright, I'm attacking the witch. You said I have to attack first, and then I can use my stunning strike.
Yeah. All
So,
right. 22 hits.
do- But I do it twice.
Well, you hit with your first one, so I'm going to take 6 bludgeoning damage off. And so now you can use your bonus action to attack again. There might be other things you can use your bonus action to do, but you can use your bonus action to attack again, and then you get a normal second attack. Or because you've hit with your first attack, one of your features is you can spend a key point to do a flurry of blows or a stunning strike or whatever else your monk class lets you do.
Yeah, I want to do the stunning strike.
Okay, so you're going to spend another key point, and she needs to make a Constitution saving throw, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, just checking here. I do not get advantage on this one. Oh, that's going to be
That
too
seems
low.
pretty low.
Yeah. So a very strange look comes on her face as you stun her, and her facial appearances seem to melt away, and her skin becomes a bright red, almost like melty goo, and her body kind of collapses into a large puddle
What
of
the
red
fuck?
goo,
Don't mess with me.
and there are dark skull-like shapes moving throughout the goo. Now it
And
needs to
that's
make
why I'm your
a
captain.
Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration. Yeah, so it is going to maintain concentration on Eok there. So
I turned it into a pile of goo and she maintained concentration.
yeah, I'm just double checking if it fails concentration, but it does. So it's not dead. It's just like you punch it really hard and you manage to stun it, but not so hard that it is going to release its magical control on Eok.
Okay, but it misses its turn.
Okay. Just getting rid of this thing. Okay, so it was Grage's turn. Now it's Eok's turn. Eok, you are not being controlled on this turn, but you are still charmed. So this creature, this big pile of goo here with the dark skull shapes floating around in it, it's like your best friend, your dearest companion. So you can choose to do nothing on this turn, but you do not feel compelled to attack this creature.
And you say it's like my dearest friend?
That's essentially how Charming should think about it. Is like you're not being actively controlled at this moment, but you're magically infatuated or magically trusting of this creature. It's like magically, replace this feeling with maybe, your closest friend, or I don't know, that kind of thing.
Well, if I am sort of attached to this thing that much, I step over here in front of the group people. I say, stop, don't hurt it. It's only trying to help us. That fireball was to cleanse you of your the mites that had got on your skin. She whispered to me that you all had mites.
Yeah.
Hmm.
After everything we've been through together, you would betray us like this.
No. This thing is trying to help us. I swear. That's my turn.
Okay. This pile of glue is stunned for its turn, so doesn't take any actions. Bryn, you're up. Eok is begging with you not to take any violent action against this.
Where is Yuck? Oh, he's standing between me and the
He's right in
pile
front.
of goo. And Grage hasn't punched him in the face yet?
Grage
I
punched the girl in the face, and she turned into a pile of
Turn
goo.
into goo.
It's my special move.
Oh. Can I punch Yuck?
Yep.
How do you punch? How do you do an unarmed strike?
You do it, but just by adding your roll d20 and add your strength. What you should do is polymorph him.
Polymorph him? T-Rex Yuck?
Oh,
Just what we need.
But
All right, you miss.
Take a wild extra swing.
damn it.
Go ahead.
Damn. You get a hold of yourself.
I'm just holding his head. I'm just
Yeah.
holding his head while he's swinging his arms at me.
Swinging my arms wildly, missing continuously. Don't let this puddle of goo control you. I guess that's the end of my turn.
Tarhun is up.
Puddle of goo, eh?
Can't be trusted.
I can't trust this puddle of goo you speak of. What can I do against a puddle of goo? I mean,
Don't
I can
have to rhyme
stab
all the
it.
time.
Goo.
Don't think I'll do that. Alright, I will run up here. And
Oh yeah, there. Okay. So while you're deciding what to do, Tarhun, you do notice that Eok seems to be shaking himself free, as if his head is clearing.
okay. In that case, I just say as I come by, Yuck!
What's going
This
on?
thing's got a hold of you. We have to destroy it! And I attack at the puddle.
All right, that's going to be a hit.
Okay, that's 12 damage. And then I'll do another attack. This one will be at -5. Oh, I don't know. That might be not good.
That's
10.
10? Yeah, 10's the miss.
Rat.
But your first attack does slice into it and seems to cut a slice into the ooze that doesn't immediately like reform like water would. It has a gash there. Anything else on your turn?
I guess not.
All right, Kalnaz, you're up.
Time to use one of my new spells. Bob is not going to like this. Basically, I can choose any creature within range and force it to do something or make it refrain from doing something as I decide. And if it has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's charmed. So go ahead and do that.
No, nothing happens.
What?
Yeah,
What? How? What?
this creature is immune to being charmed.
Ooh.
Does this count?
Or
That's
become
casting a spell?
charmed by you.
Yeah, this says become charmed. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Burned a 5th level spell slot on that one. That's such
Well,
a
it's the end of
good-
my turn.
I'm
such
so
a
sorry.
good spell.
Tharhoon. Wait a minute. Did we go way out of order? Oh, Tharhoon's on there twice. I see. What did you get? A 6 or what was your reason?
Oh, that's weird.
I only see myself on there once.
No, I know. I see it as a 6. Okay, perfect. Grade, you're up then.
Punchy. I shall continue to flail at the puddle of goo, but I'll switch it up and use my hand axe here.
21 hits.
There. Weakly hit it. Then I lash out with my other hand, and it looks like I miss.
13 would be a miss.
Okay, and I can attack twice, so I will do the exact same thing.
Okay, 23 hits.
Hit. My axe is weak AF. Do I get to do another strike as well?
Yeah, that's not right though. Hold on, let me fix that. Because it's not adding your dexterity bonus. Reroll both these rolls there because it was using your strength and that's not right. So
Okay. So hand axe.
but just the one you missed, I guess you already hit with the one. So
Oh, like just do this.
Looks
there
better.
you go. There you go. Yeah. So what I
And I
meant
slash.
was let's see. The first hand axe was 3 plus 1 and should have had an extra 5 on it. So I'll take an extra 5 off for your first attack. And now for this hand axe one, we'll take 11 off. That makes sense. Shouldn't be doing 2 damage at level 9. Alright,
Right.
that was my mistake though, because I set it up.
Okay. So is that good, or do I get to do another unarmed strike with my offhand?
No, you only have one bonus action, so you can only do that once. So you can spend a key point to do one of those abilities if you want. Otherwise,
I'll save my key point for the potential dozen mind flayers in the next room.
okay.
Probably a good idea.
So Eok, it is your turn. You're no longer charmed.
Okay. Ugh. Sorry, guys. She took over my mind. I mean, it took over my mind. I'm going to. So I'm right next to it.
I don't suppose because you were telepathically linked that you gained any insights from this creature.
Did I gain any insights from this creature?
You guys can all make nature checks if you want
Yeah.
to
let's
gain
do that.
insight, to see what insights you have from this kind of creature.
Well, no, Eok was connected to the creature. So there's typically give and take in those scenarios.
Giving it all right. I was taking it.
That's an insight check. We need a nature check.
Oh, whoops. Nature check.
Okay, so Tharhun, you recognize this as an ooze. And oozes are typically immune to effects and abilities that are more about having like normal fleshy bodies. Right? It can't be blinded or deafened. It can't be made prone. But no special vulnerabilities or weaknesses come to mind.
So it's incapacitated right now. Do I get any like?
It isn't anymore. It's now that Grage's turn is up. It's
Oh,
now
okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming back.
All right. I guess I'll try this anyway. I'm gonna make a touch attack against it.
Okay. Oh, well, 28 hits. That's a natural 20, isn't it? Wait, why is it?
It is.
Why isn't it green?
I don't
Nice.
Advantage knocked it out?
Because I had it stuck at disadvantage. Maybe I did. I had it stuck at disadvantage,
okay.
not normal. So it's. Do I get
Yeah,
extra damage for that?
absolutely. Yeah, you.
I rolled 2d8, but I guess I have to roll 4d8.
Yeah, just roll another 2d8.
Sweet. 21.
All right,
Wow.
21 lightning damage.
From a
Ooh.
friggin' cantrip. I'll take it.
Okay, let's see. All right. The creature's first going to shoot out with a tendril of red goo at Eok. Make a wisdom saving throw.
That might do something.
+2.
Oh, +2.
+2. The red goo strikes out and hits you in the head and forms a connection through your ear. And you can feel your memories being pulled out through this cord into the ooze. So you are being memory drained. You take 44 psychic damage.
Sorry, 4d4 or 44?
4 and 4.
Oh my god, I'm done.
Oh,
Wait, what?
I'm dead again.
Just wrecked. Memory destroyed.
Two large tendrils are going to come up and start striking out. First at Tharhun, and one will go at Grage. As this happens, one of the skull raises to the surface of the red goo and says, Be careful, Tharhoon. You won't be able to be resurrected again so easily this time. Although it misses its attack. And the one on Grage is going to come here. 14 misses Grage. So both of these things don't manage to attack. But Kelnaz falls. Not Kelnaz, but Eok falls. And the red goo still seeps light from his head and into the goo. Go ahead, Bryn.
All right. I'm gonna step this way. Try something different from my normal arrow blasting. I am going to cast Lightning Arrow. Did that work? Nope. So I'm gonna fire an arrow at this red goo, and it's gonna turn into a bolt of lightning.
All right. Make your attack then.
Fire this bow.
Bryn says a magic word and his bow
And
glows with gold light.
Luckily, take another attempt. Aha!
21 hits.
And so now it targets 48 lightning damage. Oh, wait a second. This is going to hit all of us.
Yep. So everyone else can make
Oh,
dex saving
Jesus.
throws.
Lightning arrow.
Within 10 feet of it.
You get +2.
Yep. So Bryn, make a dexterity saving throw.
I don't know. Automatic
Doesn't
failure.
read his own skills.
I'm safe, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're safe.
Good job, Bryn.
Boris, do I have to take a failure?
You take 2 failures.
2 failures?
Because it's not an attack on you. Because usually when you're down and you take damage, it becomes criticals.
It's like passive damage to my husk.
Your husk.
So it does 16
Yeah.
damage to the goo. And then anybody who. So everybody else only gets 2d8 damage.
How much damage did it take? 16?
It takes 16. And then anybody who failed takes 11. And if you passed, you just take 6.
What's the DC?
That's an excellent question. How do I tell what my spell DC is? I don't usually cast damaging spells.
It's 14. It's up here at the top.
14.
Oh, +2.
Ah, right there. Did you switch the page on my thing?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow. All right.
It's actually
There you
super
go.
annoying. Okay. Anything else on Bryn's turn?
I guess I'll make a second attack. Just a regular attack with a regular ass arrow.
Yeah, no more of these Explodus arrows,
Exploder arrows.
if you please.
10.
Okay, with 26 hits, so your arrow cuts
Probably
more
should've just done that. I
gashes
only
into the
did
ooze.
6 more damage by murdering all my friends. Oh, and I take 6 damage too. So,
Alright.
note for the future, don't be that close when I use that spell. It's all of your own faults.
Also, read spells before casting them,
Yes.
please.
You need spell shaping.
All right,
It is a
you're up.
giant wall of text, to be fair. But my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna lay into this thing with some -5 attacks, in the hopes that it's a giant puddle of goo is not that hard for me to hit. Oh, it's a Garbo attack.
Yeah,
Try again.
7's gonna be a
There
miss.
we go.
All right, roll your critical.
So I'll do my critical. I'll reroll both those 2s. 2d6 minus 2 is 6. Or I guess it would be like plus. Oh wait, 5 and 3 is 8. Minus 2 is plus 6. So that would be 15 plus 7. Do I get to reroll the critical rolls as well, potentially?
You get to roll whatever the rule is. Like, I don't know.
I'll have to
Yeah.
reroll ones and two-handed or versatile measures in 2 hands. Let me check the compendium. There might be more detail. Where is that compendium dealio?
It's a feat, right? Or is it? Or is it Great Weapon Master? Yeah, it's. Oh, Great
I
Weapon
think
Fighting.
I think it's just a feature.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. 1 or 2 on a damage die with an attack you make with a melee weapon you're wielding. You reroll the die and may use a new save. So does
Yeah.
a critical damage count?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I get to reroll one more.
In the critical, you just roll more damage dice. So
Oh, plus 5.
So
So plus 6 plus 5 is another 11 on top of this.
I'm just gonna wait for a total because I'm lost.
Oh man, I'm also lost. Let me get the old calculator out here. Okay, so 9 plus 7, and then 8 minus 2 would be an extra 6 for re-rolling the first time. And then I rolled a 6 minus 1 is plus 5. And then plus 10 because that was a -5 attack. 37 damage.
That was 1 hit for 37 damage.
Correct, sir. The first one was a miss. Second one was a hit. And then I will use my bonus
He's
action
dead. It's dead.
to do another one. I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
And then I roll more damage.
Little bits of
1d6.
red jello just go everywhere.
So that's 22. There we go. Lots of damage, guys. Things exploded. Stay out of our heads.
All the little bits that you just created each individually become their own monster.
Oh shit.
As Tharhoon does a mighty slice arcing through the ooze, it seems to lose its consistency and just seems to melt and becomes inert red goo on the ground, no longer holding a form.
Shit.
And
Well done, Taro.
we will pause it there because it's a good place to stop.
You alive again?